Welcome to my final team reveal for Supercoach 2021. I'm very excited to get into it. Round 1 is very close, but we have a team right now. A couple of adjustments from the last team update. I'll explain them to you guys, but with no further ado, as always, we'll get straight into the video. So D1 for this year, pretty easy this one, Jake Lloyd. He hasn't left my side since the first team picker. I'm very confident with this pick. Has had an interrupted preseason, but I don't care about that. I'm paying for what I get this year, and he's my man, and he's going to be an extra VC option. And very happy with this bloke. He just does everything. Ultimate seagull, man. Massive professional, and he's not going anywhere from my side. I think he'll be fine. If he plays round 1, he's an absolute lock to me. D2 this year, we got Laird. Laird in the midfield. He's so safe and reliable. You can see with the 40% ownership, he sort of just picks himself, really. Really can't wait to have him in my team. I love what he does. I think he gets a fair bit of mid-time. I'm not sure what his ceiling is. I'd take a 105 average, the same as last year. But I think he's got plenty more in him. I think he's going to be by far the best player at Adelaide. He'll win their BNF, no doubt about it. So, absolutely love Laird. Next player we got here is Caleb Daniel, a player that I definitely overlooked over the Amy series. He was just on fire. Got that many kicks, that much of the ball. I don't think he does that again. I feel like the opposition are going to put a lot of time and effort into that. And, he's definitely not going to get that much of the pill. But he just picked himself. I completely underestimated what he was capable of. He's a massive lock. I just love what he does. He's a great player. And he's one of very few doggies players we can pick this year. So nothing wrong with Caleb Daniel. I think the new rules suit him. So we're going to go with him. The next player we've got here, not with all the confidence in the world, but we've got Callum Mills. Now, it's a massive toss-up between he and Ridley. I feel like I will pick one or the other. I still like Mills more. I am worried about the concussion injury. I haven't heard a whole lot about it. I've been trying to find articles, and I can't get a massive read on it. Only a small sample size to work with, but as far as I'm concerned, a midfield transition, he's already averaged 95, 101 there. 101 plus. 100 plus, just playing defence. He's making that transition to the midfield. I think he's a very good pod. Low ownership as well. So if he explodes, that's going to be very handy for me. I'm going very simple this year. I'm not going to try and outdo myself. So if I'm to have a pod, I think he's going to be my man. So very happy with the Mills selection. We have another primo in defence this year, and we're rolling with Jaden Short. And I think he proved plenty in the Amy series against Collingwood. Like Daniel, I don't think he has that impact again. I think opposition teams are going to put a lot of attention into that. He will not have that run. But look, for 519k, he is unbelievable. Houli's not going to be in the team, so he's going to benefit from that. I feel like he's going to be a very safe selection. So I love the Short pick, and if you were on him before the Amy series, well done. He's going to be a great selection and definitely a no-brainer of a top 6 defender. So last defender I've got here, the only rookie I feel confident having on field, and that is, I think it's Highmore. I don't know a whole lot about him. Seems to have good job security at the Saints, though. They've had a few injuries, and I feel like he'll be one of very few rookies that do play regular games, and we don't have a read on all these rookies that are coming in, especially in the back line. It's been an absolute nightmare, so I'm quite confident having one rookie at D6 and then full of primos. I think that's the structure I'm going to roll with this year. Seems like an absolute no-brainer. So I think Thomas Highmore is an absolutely great selection for my side, especially as that rookie. He's going to be good coverage and pretty cheap as well, 117k. Can't go a whole lot wrong. So, very happy with the Highmore selection. Next pick, we've got, I can't believe I've got this bloke on the bench, but I don't know who else to have. I can't even spell his name. Is it Lachlan? Let's look up Jones. Bloody hell. So obviously Lockie Jones, far out. I can't even type. Just ignore that. But we've got Lockie Jones. I can't believe I've got a 139k defender on the bench. It is just absolutely ludicrous, but I really don't know who else to pick. I feel like he does get a gig pretty early in the season. I'm not confident that he's going to play round 1, but I am confident he's going to play in the first half of the year. I think he's going to be a good target. I won't have to trade him in. I'll just have him on the bench. He will play eventually. So, look, when the time comes, he'll get his moment. But I feel like he's pretty good bench coverage. And, I don't mind the Jones pick. Seems to be a battle between he and Bergman, which is slightly a bit of a concern. But look, I think it's fine. And D8 is an absolute no-brainer. It's Jacob Kozitzky. Look at the ownership, 47%. Absolutely proved himself against North Melbourne. I know it was an easy beat. Just dominated against Zeeble. Kicked 6 goals. I think he's a great bench cover. Again, I wouldn't play him on the field. I don't have that sort of confidence in him yet. Going to be inconsistent. He's a defender. Only played about half a year of defence. That's how he got drafted. But he was saying in an interview that he spent majority of his time playing forward. So I think Kozitzky is quite a good pick. Player to have on field when Hawthorn come up against Adelaide or North Melbourne or any of these ordinary teams. Dare I say it, even Essendon, you can chuck him on the field. So yeah, might be a field option round 1. Plays the Bombers round 1. I'll be going to that game. Can't wait for that. But Kozitzky is a man that you probably could play on field against the Bombers. But we'll just see on him. Pretty good selection overall. Now midfield, where all the big dogs are. Very exciting here. I'm not going to lie, not a whole lot has changed. So M1 for this year, where the mouse is, Jack Steele. Love the player, love the pick. He's been in my team all off-season. I think he has Brownlow potential. He's George's pod, and I absolutely love it. I'm all for it. I think without Neil in the team, I'm not confident not having Neil, especially with that ownership. If he explodes, I'll be feeling pretty sorry for myself. But without Neil, it allows me to do so much to my side. Get it complete earlier. Hopefully with the structure I'm rolling with, I'll have a complete side after the buys, and then I might be able to really target Neil. Hopefully cops a tag and drops a bit. At 721k, it's hard to see him going much more up in price. I don't see that increasing quickly at all. I feel like he's going to decline. Might be able to get him in for 600k. That's a massive... it's pretty unlikely, but we'll see how we go. I feel like we can get Lockie Neal in at some point this year. M2 this year, Clayton Oliver. I know he's had an interrupted preseason. I know that shoulder has been causing him issues, but look what this bloke did last year. Incredible. They got Petrarca in the midfield now, and he benefits like nothing else with that. With having Petrarca in the midfield, unbelievable. I haven't seen anything like it. I tried so hard to get Oliver in my team last year, and it wouldn't happen. I don't care if he has a couple of sluggish games. He will click into gear, and he will be a top 3 midfielder. So Clayton Oliver is a bloke I can definitely bank on in my team. I feel like he's a massive runner for the Brownlow. If Petrarca wasn't stealing votes off him, he would be right up there. So and only 21% ownership. And if he explodes more than Neil, it's unlikely, but if he does, that's going to be a massive advantage for me. I love Clary. Piggy Oliver, we call him. DR, that's the nickname he's given him. So yeah, very happy with Piggy Oliver, and he's going to be a lock for my team. Hard to see him leaving that anytime soon. Now M3 for this year is Jackson Mcrae. Now I was a bit sceptical on this. I'm not confident having doggies midfielders, but Jack Mcrae just proved himself. We forgot about how capable he was of producing 40-odd disposals. He'd done exactly that against Melbourne. I know it was basically their VFL team, but had a lot of the midfield. Chalor's had an interrupted preseason. I don't think he's going to impact Mcrae, honestly. They play a different role. Mcrae's a lot more outside than Chalor is. Chalor's playing half back and half forward in the VFL, so hence whether or not he gets a gig in the midfield. In the seniors team for the Dogs, I feel like it's very unlikely. I reckon he will get a bit of a crack, but I don't think it's going to affect Mcrae that much. It might affect Bontempelli, or even Dunkley for that matter. But Mcrae, a little bit outside. Even when he's on the wing, he still scores good. I'm paying up for him. I love him. I've had him in my team. This will be the 3rd year in a row. So, yeah, I'm all for the Mcrae pick. And, I cannot see him leaving my team at all. So, happy with Mcrae. Now, the 4th premium midfielder I've got in the team is my favourite player. I love him, Zach Merritt. Hasn't left my side. I said he was a lock after that dominance against Geelong. Now, he looked really good. Played inside and outside, nearly kicked a goal. Did everything he could have done against a very good team. Mind you, not many teams will beat Geelong at the Cattery, and he's able to just dominate. So, with that, I'm really happy with the Merritt selection. Bit of a pod as well, 20% ownership. I feel like that's pretty good for a midfielder. It's not like Dangerfield or Neil. I'm picking none of those blokes, and they have 45% ownership plus, really, 44 for Neil. But, I don't mind that. I like saving a little bit of money. But that's the midfield primos for 2021, and I'm very happy with it. So we've got a mid-pricer here. It's not Haitley, it's not Cardwell, and it's not Green. It's a man that I also overlooked. I should have been more clear on it. I only watched Merritt. Didn't take notice of how good this bloke actually is. I think you guys can guess it. It's Jordan Clark. This bloke's incredible. I mean, his run off the wing is just, unbelievable. Had so much of the ball. He was so dominant with his disposals. I feel like he can step up his game. He looks really good. Had a full preseason. One thing I do worry about is the job security when Mitch Duncan comes in. But I feel like he's going to really prove himself before that. And then by the time Mitch Duncan comes in, he's going to be too good to drop. So for 241k, I mean, we can have Haitley or Cardwell there. You're paying up an extra 100k for them. I really like Clark as a stepping stone. I don't know if he's a rookie or a stepping stone, or a mid-pricer. Probably just a mid-pricer, but he's also got defence status. So if the rookies in defence really do shit the bed and none of these blokes are playing, I can just downgrade and chuck Jordan Clark at D6. So great insurance there, and I'm really happy with this selection. I've seen him in a few teams, and I pondered, and to me, almost a lock. So yeah, I like Jordan Clark at this point in time. So he's looking like a potential round one selection for me. Not sold on it yet, but I'm very happy with the pick. Now on to the rookies. We've got Powell. I'm having some difficulties with his keyboard. Not sure what goes with that. We've got Powell. I reckon he's going to play. Brockman. Whether or not I have him on field, I'm not sure. I might loophole some midfielders in the rookie area just to see how we go. We've got Gordon. Hold up a sec. Yeah, I'm a slow typer. Sorry about that, fellas. But Errol Gordon. He really impressed. Looks good. He's very likely to be named in round one. And we got Berry at Sandberry. Probably ahead of Haitley, let's be honest. I feel like he's going to play round one. Adelaide are very thin, especially in the midfield. So, I think Berry's a candidate to play round one, a high ownership, so that's always fine. We got Downey. Didn't do a whole lot in the intra-club practice match. Oh, not intra-club, sorry, the Amy Series game against North Melbourne. I'm getting them all mixed up. Didn't do a whole lot, but they rate him so highly, and I feel like he's definitely going to get his opportunity. High ownership as well, so we're pretty safe there. And obviously we got Scott as well, 102k, looks to be playing early. You love those 102k rookies with DPP. He's versatile. We can use him even as a loophole. I don't know. We'll see how we go. But I don't really know who else to have. I feel like that's all the mid rookies you can have. I'm going pretty light as well. I mean, I've got three rookies on field. Ideally, I would love to have two, but with my structure, I cannot do that because I'm going so thick in defence. And in the rucks, obviously, I'm going to set and forget. I can be very short and sweet here. Look, I haven't considered anyone at all, but Gawn and Grundy, two captaincy options, the best players in Supercoach. Just pick them, pay up for them. Gawn is the hardest bloke to trade in. And so, he's injury prone, but I mean, look at this average. He's a bad man. He does whatever he wants. And Brodie Grundy, he's the most durable ruckman I've ever seen. So we can bank on these two for captaincy options week in, week out. And I think at R3, I'm just going to go with Flynn. Now, I feel like he's got better job security. I can't remember who that other ruckman is. I think it's Briggs or something like that. I feel like he's just ahead of him. Looks to play early. Just a bit of value. I don't have to have him on field at all, but he's going to work out when the buyers come around. So for that, I'm pretty happy with the pick. Now onto the forward line, arguably the hardest, most difficult position to pick for Supercoach 2021. But I feel like I have it covered now. Very confident with it. Might make a few adjustments, but wait and see. But our F1 for this year, look, he's back in my side. I thought about giving him the chop, but he's in. I just think he's way too good. He proved himself. We all know who I'm talking about here. Josh Dunkley. Now, what a professional he is. With all that criticism, article from Beveridge saying that he's barely in the best 22. Looks like he's not going to get his mid-time, and he comes out and scores 170 odd. I'm pretty sure he scored 170 against Melbourne. He just dominated and proved Beveridge completely wrong. And a few kind words towards Josh Dunkley in the press conference from from Bevo, which was really nice to see. I think a little bit of misjudgment there. I think Dunkley's our man. And look, he's not even 600k. He's 560. He's in the forward line. Just pick him. Don't pick Dangerfield. I know many blokes will. I'm not on the train. High ownership. He's 31 years old. He's coming off a long-term injury, and he's declined every single year since he's won the Brownlow. Actually, no, it's not true. Every single year since 2017. I think 2017 was better than his Brownlow year, but that was ages ago. And he's kind of just, he's been solid. I mean, he's averaged over 110 every year, but you're paying absolute top dollar for him. Get a bit of value, and then we consider him as an upgrade target. He will cop tags. He will have bad games, and I think we can just jump on him then. Likewise with Dustin Martin, he'll have a very quiet game where he'll be unselfish. He'll score 70 or 60, and then a couple of weeks later, he'll be about 470k. Probably not that cheap, but he'll be relatively cheap, barely scraping 500k, and then you can just get him in your side. So with Dunkley, I only see this pick going up. Had the syndesmosis injury last year. We all forget that. So he's discounted it heavily. He should be 600k. He was in form. So yeah, love Josh Dunkley, and he's a lock for my team. Welcome back to the side, Dunks. Yeah, love you, mate. Great selection. So F2, they're going really light this year. We got Jack Zeeble. Now, look, I'm not sure if he's the player that I thought he was. I did hype him up a fair bit against Hawthorn, but look, he just did whatever he wanted in the back line. They were dominant. He was take a couple of kickouts. He's got a Supercoach friendly role. I feel like he's fine. High ownership, low risk. I'm pretty sure he's the captain. But so yeah, nothing to really say about this pick. 257k. He's going to make his 100, 150, and then we can move him on. If he really adapts to that role and learns how to really defend properly, he could almost be a keeper. That's a big call, but you never know these picks. Happy with Jack Zeeble, and I think he's a lock in my team. Now F3, we got Joe Danaher. Now, look, I don't mind the Impey pick. I don't mind it at all. I feel like it's fine. I do worry about having a key forward in my team, but 233k, it's a bit too hard to pass up. I will contemplate it. Knowing me, I'll probably have a little bit of a last-minute lockout panic and then swap him for Impey. I hope I don't do that, but you never know with me. I have done it in previous years, and my team reveal has looked nothing like it did in my round one review. So, yeah, stuff like this happens, but I think we can bank on Danaher. High ownership. He's playing for arguably the best team in the comp, and he's going to get first use in that forward line. So, for 233k, don't mind it. I think he's fine. And onto the rookies now. We got Braden Campbell. Didn't this bloke just assert himself in the Amy series? Looked really good. That ownership, though, it's just crazy how one game can just turn into an absolute must-have. He's been in the system for quite a while, ultimate professional, and he's going to play. He's going to play in defence for Sydney. He's going to get a fair bit of the ball. He'll probably just swap positions with Callum Mills when Mills goes into the midfield, so it might just work out. I think we pick him. There's not many other blokes, and it looks really good having him at F4. I think takes a little bit of pressure off the next blokes who are, let's be honest, pretty dodgy selections. And we'll start off with the rookies. So we got Bergman. He's battling with Jones for his spot. I think Bergman and Jones are in the best 23 or 4, which is my biggest concern. But nonetheless, I think they both play at some point. We'll just see where the teams are at before round one lockout. So, Bergman's in the side. Our next player is Jimmy Rowe. Great job security. 50% ownership. I just can't believe some of the ownership of these players, especially the rookies. I did see an article on a Supercoach page this morning of the ownership players and the players with the highest ownership, and I think Rowe was like third or something. So, just crazy shit. He's definitely going to play. You probably have him on field against the okay teams. Definitely wouldn't want him on field against the really dominant sides. You wouldn't put him on field against Geelong at the Cattery. That's just silly. But when they play Hawthorn at home or Sydney at home, or he has that opportunity to kick his 2 or 3 goals, I think we take that. He's rated pretty highly, so I don't mind James Rowe. I think George has got a bit of a better read on him, being an Adelaide Crows supporter, but I feel like he's the guy for F6. And onto the bench, we've got Comben. He's my loophole. Very safe. North play a lot of Sunday games. He's a ruck forward, and he's got a long-term injury. He's the perfect loophole. I know he's a little bit expensive. 123k. Not ideal for a loophole, but I'm paying for what I get here, and I'll have him all year. He served me very well last year as a captaincy option, so yep. And we can swap him around Flynn when we trade him, so I've got plans for that. So yeah, don't mind the common selection. I think that's going to pan out quite nicely. And the last player is Alec Waterman. Now, whether or not he plays round 1, I'm not sure. I have not seen much of him at all, really. Like, let's be honest. Since that hit out against Carlton, where he kicked 4 goals, barely got any run against Geelong. But look, our forward line's so thin. We just lost James Stewart, and we've had Danaher and McKernan leave our side. So, look, I feel like he's definitely going to get a run early. So, I think we can bank on Alec Waterman to play 102k, so we like that. So, yeah, I think we're going to benefit from saving all that money. Now, I'm a bit worried about not having these players. I don't have Neil. I don't have Rowe. Who else don't I have? Cripper. No Cripps, no Walsh. And no Tom Phillips either. He's going to be a very good selection for the forward line. Just doesn't fit my structure. I'm going for a bit of a guns and rookies approach this year. One mid-pricer in Clark, really, a couple here, but I feel like they're going to pan out quite nicely. I don't want to go for those 300k players though. I'm not really keen on it. I'd rather just go as cheap as I can and just go pick the big dogs and the rookies that are likely to play. But this is my side for 2021. Let me know what you guys think of it, and if there are any adjustments I should make. Yeah, let me know in the comments, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Look, fellas, I cannot wait for this year. I lost a bit of passion in 2020 with Supercoach. I wasn't really uploading that regularly, and when I was, didn't have that passion, and I hope I get that back now. I'm really keen for 2021. I'm going to go to as many games as I can, try to get a read on them, especially Essendon. Being an Essendon supporter, I'll be a member, so it's going to be pretty good. But yeah, can't wait for this year. We're only 4 days away, so let's get into it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.